Afternoon guys, and welcome to our Saturday live stream. My name is Ben. I'm going to be chatting to you about our wonderful kookaburras. We have James behind the camera. Now, this here is the lovely Kylie. She is our laughing kookaburra. Some of you will probably recognise her. She's quite a well-known face in the zoo. She's usually the one that everybody is trying to get to pull. Now, if you've watched some of our previous live streams, you'll know that one of our other kookaburras, Sheila, is currently flying outside, and our ambition is to have them both flying at the same time outside, which means we've got to get Kylie, who has been in retirement for a few years, we've got to get her out of retirement and ready to fly again, which is going relatively well. The reason we're doing this today is because, as you can hear, the wind is quite strong, and we're going to do our bar now, but I think we're struggling. So what we're trying to do is, first of all, get her used to the training, so flying to the hand for food, and getting off the hand as well, flying to the hand for food, and more importantly, getting her used to us spending so much time with her. Usually, while we do spend a lot of time with Kylie, we don't do this level of training because, of course, we never needed to. She's in retirement. So it's really just spending time getting her used to us, showing her that we're not scary. Hopefully, next week we'll have her in our indoor 1:30 show bar, where we'll be flying her indoors, getting her letting her get the swing of things, getting an idea of how to get back into it, and then eventually, a few weeks down the line, we hope to have her flying outdoors. At some point during that as well, we have got to try and introduce her to our female Sheila, which is going to be a bit of a challenge, but we'll get there. And yeah, hopefully at some point we can have her outside flying for you guys. So I'll open up the floor to any questions. I will say a little bit about laughing kookaburras, largest of the kingfisher family, most well known for that distinctive call. They are quite a generalist feeder.
Lovely bit of hovering.
Nice bit of hovering, yeah. A fairly generalist feeder that will eat a variety of amphibians, fish, snakes, reptiles, insects, etc. Now, you'll notice I haven't said much about Bruce. Bruce here is our other laughing kookaburra. Now, he's a fair bit older than Kylie, and because of his age and because he's not really been flown in the same way that Kylie and Sheila have been, we are resting him. We are basically not going to bring him down. We're not going to try and fly him, which does lead us to the slightly difficult question of how we feed him more than we feed Sheila, because of course Kylie's going to be getting less food because we're sort of weight controlling, we're having her at a target flying weight, whereas Bruce here is going to be on a little bit more to keep him a bit heavier and a little bit more comfortable. Now, I see we have got a question.
We do. We've got a few. So from Eric Knight, in the wild, do they flock or live in pairs?
So they are, I believe, generally monogamous. They'll live in sort of pairs, but a lot like other species, while they are monogamous and breed sort of one pair all year round, what they will do is they will band together for safety. So it's not uncommon in Australia to see them in groups of up to 30, sort of 25, 30, if not more, in a tree altogether. So of course, multiple pairs of eyes means less chance of predation. Also, that call is quite a distinctive call, and it's a really good way of avoiding predation. You hear that call, you know a predator's coming. Any other questions?
Yes, we do have one for Joanne, which is will you get the boy flying too, but you answered that.
Yeah.
And then Eric, how do they keep their beaks sharp in the wild?
Oh, that's a good question. I believe they file them on rocks.
Yeah, they do a process called freaking, which pretty much... Ooh,
Can they hear us?
I don't know if they can hear us at all.
Let us know if you can actually hear us before, because we can take this in somewhere slightly less windy.
Hang on, I'll move over here, be out in the wind.
There we can see the car now.
Yeah, but yes, so they do this process, and essentially it is, as Ben said, they just sort of file down their beak on hard surfaces that can be like rocks or bits of wood. And yeah, it's very, very simple. Some of you may have noticed though with Kylie, she does actually have a bit of a wonky beak, which is actually the main reason she was put into retirement early. We don't really like the idea of once a bird's done a couple of years, we sort of pop it in an aviary and don't fly it anymore. So we were quite sad to see her go, mainly because the beak was causing some issues with eating food while flying. She was taking quite a bit of considerable time to eat certain bits of food. As a result, shows were going quite slowly, bless her. So we introduced her to Bruce and they got on really well. But we're not having any issues so far, are we?
And as you guys will know, a show that takes forever to finish is kind of our specialty. So we're happy to sort of take it at her own pace. Yeah, no, she's doing really well. Yeah, they are amazing animals. I mean, that call is probably the most distinctive thing about them. And there is still some conjecture as to what it's for. Ben's theory, and the theory I propose, is it's not just for one solitary thing. We don't assume that a dog or a meerkat or a raccoon has a single call that it uses that means everything. What we know is that they've got various calls to mark out various things. So there'll be a predation call, there'll be a territorial call, males will do to warn other males. And I will say that they do have somewhat of a symbiotic relationship with some other animals in the outback. Obviously, if they see a dingo, they see a predator coming along, they'll give out that call. Other animals can benefit from that. And the reason they've been so successful in Australia, by and large, is due to the fact they're such generous feeders, eating pretty much anything they can get down their throats, which is how they've managed to do so well. Animals that are niche feeders, animals that only eat particular species, one sort of that are constrained by one type of food, generally don't thrive that well, just because they are constrained to that food source. That food source goes so they. Best example, giant panda. Something like a kookaburra, they literally eat anything. I mean, if you think our seagulls will consume anything they can get hold of, these guys are really impressive. Any other questions?
Yes, we do. Eric just asked, has the training stopped her attacking keepers' boots?
No. No, if anything, she's become a little bit more fixated. But the upside to the training is she'll become fixated on a certain thing. You'll see with our birds, they know to fly to the glove for food. Hopefully, with our training, we can sort of get her more focused on flying to the hand rather than attacking our boots or, in Mark's case, his nipples.
And then Joanne has asked, is a kookaburra a bird of prey?
I think we have two. Do we have two different answers for this?
No, I think I've changed mine and I might agree with you.
Is that because I put forward an argument that you couldn't really...
No, I changed my mind on my own accord, obviously.
Predatory birds?
They are predatory birds.
And I would say that they are birds of prey. What would you say?
I would argue that they are, in the sense, predatory birds, meaning that they will go out and they will hunt animals and they eat meat. But not unfortunately, it's just in the modern day, the word bird of prey has become much more associated with raptors. So your eagles, your falcons, your hawks, your buzzards, yada, yada, yada. And it started to include other birds as well, like your vultures and things. So it's starting to broaden out into things that it doesn't really include. Because these guys, they don't catch anything with their feet, that's why they've got such a lovely long beak. So they're not
Is bird of prey particularly constrained to raptors?
Bird of prey is a simple title. It isn't a taxonomic group. Raptors are a group of birds separated by the fact that they hunt with their feet almost primarily. There are some exceptions.
What's that term are they separated by?
That term they're separated by?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, what term would you use to label all of them?
Ah, we don't need that for pedantics.
Raptors, wouldn't it?
Raptors, yeah.
Raptors, so raptor is a type of bird of prey.
Raptor is a type of bird of prey. Yeah.
By my logic, penguin is a type of bird of prey. I think we're being...
I mean, they are a predatory bird, are they
They
not?
are. Two-wheels, very big bird of prey.
Yeah,
I think we're being distracted.
we are.
Any other questions?
Joanne asked why, and I don't think we should go down that rabbit hole again. I hope I answered that for you, Joanne.
That's why we like Latin names. Latin names for families, etc. Because there's no confusion. I will use that as an excuse to talk about that. One of the questions we get asked is why are the scientific names all in Latin? Why are these guys Dacio Novlicente? I'm guessing, I think. So why is that their name? Why have they got one scientific name but loads of common names? So you've got laughing kookaburra, bushman's clock, you've got the Australian kookaburra, loads of different common names but only one scientific name. It is just because, I think it was a Swedish guy, wasn't it, decided that we needed one set of names for all of our animals so that we could identify them and not be confused by common names. So something like the grass snake is known by about 4 or 5 different common names, which gets confusing. If I was to ask somebody from, someone from France or Belgium, or even somebody from, say, Liverpool, what would you call Knackrix, which is our common grass snake, you might get 4 different answers because they've all been raised with different common names. Having one Latin name means that there is no confusion, it's a lot easier to do. I think it's a Swedish guy or a Swiss guy, I don't know.
And then we have another one from Eric asking, can the kookaburra dive underwater like kingfishers? Yes, they can.
Oh, of course. They do it at 40 miles an hour.
Kilometres.
Kilometres an hour.
Yeah, they can do it very much the same. It's being part of that kingfish family, the majority of them do the whole diving into water thing. It is almost exclusively what that body shape is sort of designed for, with very short little wings that can easily be folded in and a very long tail which helps them build up quite a bit of speed and turn quite quickly, and obviously a long beak which helps them pierce the water extremely easily.
I think she'd lose some of her aerodynamics with that bottom beak.
Yeah, bless her. Mouthful of water there.
Any other questions?
No.
Excellent. We'll keep you updated with the progression of the lovely Sheila, Kylie, because yeah, it's something that we have only sort of recently started doing. So we like to keep you up to date with those sorts of things. So we'll let you know how it goes. Next week we'll probably try flying her in the 130 barn, and then yeah, hopefully a few weeks down the line we'll stick a telemetry on her and try and fly her outside. I think that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah, unless there's any more questions, which I'd be happy to answer. We're probably going to end it there. Feel free to tune in at 11:30. I think we've got something tomorrow. I think we've got random observations tomorrow at 11:30. So tune in for that. And I hope you will have a wonderful evening.
Very quickly, Eric Knight just asked, any conservation stream? No, not tonight. I'll let Ben go into more detail with that.
Thank you. So, yeah, we won't be doing it tonight. I'll be honest, I was going to blame the weather. So it's far too windy to do conservation live stream tonight because we won't see anything. While that is true, we are giving them a break for a while, only for a few weeks, just because we've kind of covered quite a lot so far, and we don't want to rehash things we've already done. So in a few weeks, as the weather starts to change, as we start to see some more things coming out, we'll do another one. But yeah, we will keep you up to date with them, and even when we reopen, whenever that is, touch wood, we don't know, we will still be doing them alongside our VOP, so you will be able to catch us doing them once a month or something. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for the interest.
Right, so we shall see you guys later. Have a lovely rest of your day.